Hey, everybody. We are back talking about Evil, recapping season 2, episode 7. S is for silence. And I'm Laurice. This is Justin, and we're going to just jump right into it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one because I enjoyed this episode.
I did too. We have this dude. This guy.
I don't like that guy.
I don't like him either.
I researched this for this particular review, that there are only 3 other silent monasteries currently operating in the world today.
I'm guessing it's not in New York.
No.
Yeah. I don't think anyone in New York could keep their mouth shut for more than 2 seconds. There's just no way. No way.
No, one of them is in Rome, and I can't remember where the other 2 are.
You can't say hello. You just have to be like,
what's up? Yeah.
No word has been spoken. Here, since its inception, please honor our vowel. Please honor our vowel, not vowel. Okay, so these are like signs they made up.
These aren't sign language. Yeah, so they just made them up.
Just something to communicate. Ben does not want to give up his phone.
Well, he's also got to take photos of the crypt, too, so.
Yeah, they took the SIM card out. That is a pain in the butt to take out and put back in. I don't know about Apple, but on Android phones, it is so hard.
It is still a pain in the butt. They don't want you to be able to do it. I flipped out right here.
Yeah.
They're showing them their clipboards.
Look, that's for you.
It is. It is. And I flipped out. I was like, that's my show right there.
Yeah, it's like they were cross-promoting their other show on here. And this guy's got a circus one, which is horrifying because there's literally a clown right there and it looks creepy. I don't know what the point is of knowing someone's name at this point because you're not going to call their name. It's just like point to someone, you. This dude's like looking at her for some reason.
I think it's kind of like the dynamic in Arab countries where you have your head covered and your face covered if you're a woman.
So my question is why in this place of worship, if they require a woman to cover her hair, they should have given her something. So that doesn't make any sense. At least just put it on and not just give her like the stink eye.
I think it was the fact that the bishop, Mark.
Yeah, he comes back later.
I think he might have called ahead and said, hey, they're coming. One of them's a woman. So be prepared, be respectful, please.
Well, they seem prepared with everything else. They were ready for the phones. They were ready with the sketch pads. But they are like, oh, no.
Oh, my God, she's showing her face. I'm tempted.
And her neck, too much temptation there. This guy too, he's not happy. He's like, there's a woman. It's like she is some type of animal or something. Like some weird animal has entered the premises, right? This is just awkward.
There's a woman. How fascinating.
You know, I feel like because they can't talk, they have had ample time to perfect their stink eye. Ah!
When that thing screamed in my head, my butt rose 2 feet out of the chair.
So hokey and very campy. It's funny.
From your perspective, how in the hell is he not decaying? I didn't understand that.
I don't think they answered that.
No, they didn't answer that. But when they figured out the thing about the butt fly later, all of a sudden he started to decompose.
They don't want her there.
They kicked her out because they were afraid that she would get those marks on her like the other nun did that was down there in the crypt.
But I wonder why her, because she's a woman, she gets the marks? Because the other nuns didn't have them, right?
Yeah, but the others weren't very close to the crypt, though.
She's not happy about that. Again, she's getting weird looks. What is that? What is she doing?
I think that was her version of flashing her tits.
I will flash you with my leather jacket under my other jacket. Why did they have her go at all at this point? I know they want her insight and expertise, but
if you think about it, they really didn't need her for this episode, though.
No.
Because there wasn't anything for her to psychologically examine.
So I saw this nun with all these beer bottles. I guess they're wine bottles. And I was like, these are definitely Catholics. They're boozing up.
This woman is way too hot to be a nun.
She's not a nun in real life, I don't think. She's an actress, so.
I actually think that there was a little sexual tension there. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like a friendship thing, like a fellowship, like a female bonding, or if it was a crush.
I'll explain why I don't think later when we get to the part that I want to discuss. I don't think it was.
Maybe because also the silence. There's this weird tension there because of the silence. I'm so used to characters having tension that shouldn't be having tension. And it seems like when characters, they purposely try not to have any type of sexual tension between the characters, the more sexual tension they can get.
Exactly.
The tension between Kristen and David seems kind of forced at times, and it's because it's kind of being directed to have sexual tension. They were very adamant in X-Files. They did not want Mulder and Scully to be romantically involved at all, and they did not want that kind of relationship for them. And because of it, it caused so much sexual tension.
That's why I think you're wrong that Kristen and David will not end up together. I think they will.
I guess we'll have to see. I think Kristen's just happy she found someone that's actually looking at her and smiling and being friendly instead of just looking at her like.
But the other women in the monastery did not want to have anything to do with Kristen.
So they did some research, and the Kings found out that, monasteries actually do this. They have side businesses, side gigs, because they need to sustain themselves. So there needs to be some type of income to come in. If I went there and I saw this, I would be...
Oh, I would be in heaven. I would drink all day.
Well, I think Kristen is just giddy when she discovers this, because there's literally nothing else for her to do. None can drink. Oops, she made noise. It's really cool. This girl had the best guest role ever. She gets to learn a single line. So moving Thomas to his cell awaiting results.
What do you think they would do if they caught this nun drinking?
They can't yell at her?
No, but can they kick her out?
Maybe. I think you can drink in the Catholic Church. It's not like certain denominations of non-denominational Christianity mostly is like very restricted against drinking. So it's like we learned this nun's name is Fenna.
This guy, this schmuck right here, is also in a deleted scene that they cut that's 30 seconds long. When David, Kristen, and Ben are leaving the monastery, he walks up and David says something to him. I can't remember what he says. But yeah, that guy makes a reappearance at the end of the show, but they had to cut it for time.
Second miracle. Second miracle is Fenna. I feel like Kristen is looking at her like she kind of likes her. But again, I can't figure out if it's like an affection because, hey, there's this really nice girl. Or if it's like, wow, this girl's really kind of cute. I don't know.
Well, but just like I said earlier,
She seems kind of smitten with her. They seem smitten with each other. I don't know.
She's almost ran out on her husband like 4 times already.
No, I was thinking, I wonder if that was a directional choice or it just happened naturally or a character choice.
Like you said earlier, some actors and actresses kind of make things happen on the screen and the writers don't intend it to happen like that.
No English, me Dutch. I don't understand why they can't just go in and get out. Why do they have to spend the night? That's what I don't understand. There's our goo.
Oh, that's disgusting. That doesn't explain why the goo was dripping from the bed frame, though.
No, which means the goo will reappear at some point.
This box shit right here, it's bullshit because there's nothing actually in the cabinet.
And also, the King said that this actual prop was made for another TV show that Joel Harlow worked on. They actually repurposed this whole part of the set. It was already designed for another show that they didn't use it on. And I'm curious to know what show it was used on. You think maybe if you have a demon, to have a picture of it, kind of memorializing it on top wouldn't be the best idea? Like, you don't want a demon to get out. I would have like Christ and crucifix and rosaries hanging everywhere to keep it in.
I mean, how do they even know what it looks like? I mean, nobody's opened the box.
Someone was just tripping balls one night and decided, hey, I'm going to say there's a demon in here and everyone's going to believe me. Although he wasn't able to say it, he was probably had to write that there's a demon in here. How it got in there in the first place, I don't know.
Later, they say that the monastery was built with the purpose of protecting this box. And that's why it's silent, so that we won't release the demon. Well, it turns out that your silence is bullshit because there's nothing in there. What the fuck?
That's like basically the perfect screen grab for the entire episode. Demon inside. Don't touch it. They're mopping up the goo. There has to be a better way of doing this.
Or you can use a hose, can't you?
Yeah. The 2 women have been boozing it up. She's like, hey guys, I don't know what you guys have been up to, but I've been over here boozing. You kicked me out, but guess what? I'm having more fun. They're like, hey, what's she doing over there? David's face. Stigmata. In Christianity, it's the appearance of bodily wounds, scars, and pain in locations corresponding to the crucifixion wounds of Christ. You know, watching this again, knowing what they really are, ew.
How do you attract them? I mean, they just don't burrow into your skin for no reason.
She might have been around him more. She probably was exposed to him more for whatever reason. It's a real thing, and it's really scary.
I didn't understand the look of shame.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just an awkward thing.
But she almost looked terrified.
Maybe she was just worried about what Kristen would think of her, the way she's looking away.
It's funny how far they had to go on the grounds to get alone.
Yeah, so there is actually a logical explanation. It might actually not be the botflies because the botflies seem to be in a different area, right? We never saw them fly out of her hands, right?
No, we saw them fly out of her stomach.
Yeah, so maybe that is actually blistering from the little mouse wheel they have there.
From another deleted scene, Robert King posted on Twitter, which I don't understand why they can't just keep in those scenes, because like they don't have to monitor for time anymore because they're on a streaming service.
Yeah.
So she was doing an experiment that Ben and David were standing there going, what is she doing? And she was wheeling the wheelbarrow around without gloves on and looked at her hands and she was like, we need to talk. And then that's why they left to go talk here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't understand why they keep cutting scenes considering they don't have to do that.
No, they don't. Plenty of streaming services go over or under if they need to. I've seen plenty of series do that. I was like, wait, why is that episode shorter? It's not like they have to have it a certain time for network TV, for advertisers, and this time slot and getting it exactly right. So Ben said, so as far as like why the body hasn't decayed is maybe there's something in the clay, possibly why. We're wondering about that earlier.
That's debunked later in the episode, though.
Okay, so they've been watching this cabinet since the 30s, this box. So not quite 100 years, but it's been a long time. Of course, a demon that wants to destroy the world is in a box.
Made of wood.
So we find out why she has the gag in her mouth when we were watching the preview. Oh, this is disappointing. They want us to put gags in her mouth, and then she's laughing about it. She's like, hee hee hee. How about you guys go get a hotel? You don't have to stay there. So you can't say a word in there or else this demon will come flying out of the box and destroy the world. Yes, everyone has to be quiet because of this. Like, who started this?
And I think the word that was uttered to open the box later was really stupid. I mean, if you're going to talk and release the demon, say something interesting.
Yeah, like make it a really bad curse word. It's worst thing in the world you could possibly say, like twat muffin or something. I don't know.
I gotta remember that one, twat muffin. I don't understand something either. If there's nothing in the box, as we learn later, why is there goo dripping from it?
Okay, they're all happy, and then he comes in and is like, great. So she writes down, I'm here to investigate the miracle. It's hard to tell whether it's the flies or not, but it really does look kind of like a ringworm.
If there were flies coming out of the wounds in her hands, I think she would have noticed, though.
They haven't come out yet. You have to put that stuff on it to like trap them in, and then they come out or whatever.
I love when she kicks them out.
When he shut the door, she kind of flinched.
Which made me think she was being abused at first.
She's like, don't come back. Yeah, so that's not a blister.
I don't know what could have done that.
It's the flies. Is it supposed to be just a coincidence that it's in the same spots where Christ had his wounds?
Yeah, I think it's just a coincidence. But I believe she was being abused because of the different marks, though.
Yeah, because when he left, she did flinch. So
right there, when she touched her face and when it zeroed in on Kristen, was that implied that they might have kissed?
It would be totally inappropriate, so it's kind of weird. It's really hard to read. That's not a really appropriate response, even if it's not a nun. It's like, Christ, oh, let me kiss you. It's just not really a good way to move in. I mean, it's not good timing, right?
No, it's terrible. But the reason why I said that was because Kristen has been doing all sorts of things that are out of character this season.
Dave was just like sitting in this room by himself looking at the demon box. David, what are you doing? Why are you sitting in there staring at the demon box? I don't understand.
Should I open it?
I really like her boots. Don't touch it.
The one reason why they brought Kristen was to examine the nun. The man probably can't even be in the same room alone with them.
Yeah, he can't look at her.
The part where she pulled up her shirt would probably be inappropriate for them to even look at that.
Were you the one that was saying, why do they have the deceased father in the same room with the demon?
I didn't understand that. They were like, oh, take him to his cell. And I assumed it was his bedroom or whatever. But why is his bedroom in the same room as the demon box?
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe they just like ran out of space. He's already dead, so put him there. So David wants to like open these crosses. He gives him this one. They really like David. This monk wants David to be part of their church. Silence your mind. This is really funny. And I love how he's like, what is that? There's a stain on the ground. It looks like someone threw up. David has like ADHD, total ADHD. He's like, I can't focus.
Yeah, he can't focus at all. And then he starts thinking about Kristen.
Did one of them do this? All I have to do is not think about a monk throwing up for a few minutes. It's just like, fuck, Kristen. Oh no! Temptation. I'm thinking of everything that I shouldn't be thinking about right now. She wrote something there.
I think Kristen wrote that message for David.
Why would she do that? That's awkward.
I think she wrote it for the nun.
I don't know. She just left it there.
know.
Maybe she was writing something, but she didn't get to finish what she was writing. Kristen has been acting very bizarre.
So
Maybe.
you don't support my nun theory?
No, I don't. I don't know what to think. I just think the whole thing is very bizarre.
If we take how she's been acting this season, lust for a nun wouldn't be out of the ballpark. So you think she was trying to write something else, but then got cut off?
I think so, yeah. So she shows David all of Fenna's wounds. Yeah, so he found that. I want.
Want is underlined. But the question is, who's it for? Is it for David or is it for the nun? Yeah.
Is it Kristen or her inner demon? Because she might be possessed.
I mean, she came close to sleeping with a guy at a bar not
Yeah.
too long ago. This is him going down to the crypt, right?
So this is where he's trying to figure out if the clay is actually preserving the body. He's getting a sample of it. Whoa. Now, are we seeing something?
Something is coming toward me. Yes.
That's just like, it looks like the shape of something, but it's actually just part of the cave. All right, so there was a shadow there.
Yeah, and it's coming towards him, though, more and more.
I wonder if it was just like a bunch of botflies. You can't really tell what it is. It's very shadowy. Yeah, it's this like weird darkness. All right,
But
claustrophobia. I didn't realize you had to like squeeze through there. It's really tight, man. If you're like a bigger person, you can't even fit.
And I felt really bad for him because normally he's the adventurous guy, but given his recent experience, he's really scared of this kind of thing.
Very vulnerable right now after his whole dramatic experience. David's looking at this I want you thing.
She fills her glass up really high.
I don't blame her. Not only is she not supposed to be there, she's there making a ruckus.
I didn't know that there was a rule that said they couldn't eat together.
They didn't tell her because they can't talk.
They could always gesture it to her, but instead they just pick up her plate and move it.
I mean, honestly, if they did that to me, I would have just left. I would have been like, you know what? You guys don't deserve my services. Bye. I'm not helping you.
See, in that situation, I think she'd get in trouble with David, though, because she works for David.
Yeah, but yeah, at some point, even working for David, you got to put your foot down and be like, listen, I'm not doing that. I have boundaries and limits. If he values her and values her feelings, he won't say, oh, you have to do this, especially if they're treating her like crap.
Yeah.
Like second-class citizen. Looking at the picture, yeah, definitely getting bigger, whatever that darkness was.
Do you think they're going to address that, or is this going to be one of those unanswered questions?
No, I think it's foreshadowing for something else later on, because we know the goo is going to come back. They brought the gin back already, so things might return. My bestie. Oh, these aren't my besties. I want to sit next to my new bestie. I brought more booze. Gotta have a little bit of a sister act moment here.
I need to watch that movie again. That's a good movie.
Oh, so good. So the nun's praying. Chris is like, he said, why is he looking at me like that? But she's smiling about it. Oh my God, her face is priceless.
If they tease me like they did with you with the X-Files, I'm gonna be mad.
They're absolutely going to tease you. They're going to do this. They're going to drag it on as long as they can, because as soon as they get them together, it's going to like ruin the whole dynamic. So they do it at the end of the
Probably.
series. If they do it too early, the series is over. If you get
Why would the series be over when someone gets romantic?
that's just what happens if you get the two leads together too soon. She's wearing some lacy stuff. Great. She's in the middle of having a fantasy, and wow.
When that happens, all of the nuns stop eating. You have until the monks or whatever they are finish their food, and then you're done. So you have to eat fast. I would be like, I'm not fucking sleeping in here. You're out of your mind.
Absolutely not. With the Grim Reaper up here coming to me in the middle of the night. There's Jesus. Jesus is here.
Here you see her like taking off her shirt and then stopping and looking at the Jesus idol. I mean, I for one wouldn't hesitate to get naked in front of religious idols.
I mean, technically, he's watching over you every minute of every second of your life, so it's not like he hasn't seen you with your clothes off. All right, now this guy, that's a whole other story. This guy kind of looks like a little bit of he's a creep. Yeah. No, absolutely not. Did she say boo? Yeah.
I would have just given it the bird.
Like I said, I would have said a lot more colorful words than just that. There's no point of putting it in now. You already said stuff.
There's not a damn thing in that cabinet right there.
Nothing in there.
So does that mean this whole thing is a lie?
Why did it open? I don't understand. And there are scratches. There are scratches in there. It looks like something was trying to get out.
Yeah, but later they explained that it was the bot fly. So was it just a bunch of flies in there?
Yeah, if you look, there's a hole right there.
Could the demon have escaped through the hole?
If they were worried about it getting out, maybe they should have plugged up the hole, because it goes through the hole and then it looks like it's flying around. It's like the point of view of the demon. It might have just been like a visual. Hello.
Do you think they should have cut the whole skeleton thing?
It's very Tim Burton-esque.
If they did it, I think they could have made it look better.
And then he starts picking his teeth. She is totally dreaming this. 90 years they've been quiet, right?
For nothing. For nothing.
For this woman to come in and say boo and it open and there's nothing in there. Security for the club. Lady, you can't come in. I'm pretty sure the goo is from those flies.
They never mentioned the goo, though. They never mentioned what the goo is from. But you can see Kristen's face there. She knows she uttered a word.
Yeah.
To open the cabinet.
Oopsie. Oh, gross.
It almost looks like a rose.
I thought that too. It's kind of like floral. Oh, hers is big.
They're still trying to be quiet, and the cabinet is open. There's no reason for you to be quiet anymore.
Yeah, it's true. The demon's already out. You can just stop.
Start talking.
No, they're like writing it down. Demon is, oh, it's a sigil. Okay. So they're saying that pattern is the pattern of a sigil. We need to talk. It's like, we need a doctor. Well, one of the monks is a doctor, and well, we need an exorcist. Not if it kills Fenna. They don't even know who Fenna is. This place is so anti-woman. Yeah, I would have left. I literally would have left. I've been like, I'm done. Y'all don't need me.
Yeah, see, I don't like the fact that David is basically giving the green light to their intolerance of Kristen. I mean, I get that he's trying to respect them, but come on, there's got to be a limit.
I agree. I don't like the way he's being here. Hey, there's a computer after all. I'm so confused. Has he been there the whole time?
Yes, they sent him there after the gambling.
So that's where he went.
But we didn't know that until now.
Oh, hello there. We know you. Oh, good. He gets to bring out his leather kit.
That he made look aged for no reason.
Oh, gosh, these things.
It's just regular Vaseline, but how come it hurts when you touch it?
Well, it's probably very tender because these things are about to come out. And they're everywhere.
And she can finally rest.
Well,
he's like, what?
Ben's like, I'm a little bit. Yeah. Guess what? I was coming to tell you. It's parasites. And there we go. So maybe it was just a coincidence. The bot flies were in there and they opened the cabinet. It just happened to open when shortly after Kristen said boo.
Bot flies could escape through the hole, though.
Yeah, that's what they were doing, though, when it showed the point of view. Because it showed the cabinet open. It could have been a pressure thing also that opened the cabinet because there were so many of them in there. I don't know enough about physics, but I'm just assuming. Or maybe it just randomly opened. Been 90 years, time to open up. I don't know. Could have been the wind, but either way, they were going out the back. And it made sense when we saw the actual point of view of them flying or the demon flying. It wasn't the demon flying. It was the bot flies flying.
I I still don't understand. Like, why are they continuing to be quiet? It's
because they're just used to it being this way. So, and they're also responsible for the humming. It wasn't the father that was humming, it was the darn fly. But it doesn't explain that darkness that chased him. So Ben says he can't explain why these people would live their whole lives in silence. And David said, it's not in silence, it's talking to God. But David couldn't successfully talk to God. So I don't know why he's being all preachy about it. He couldn't do it. David fesses up that he wasn't able to silence his mind, but maybe he just envies these people because they seem at peace. But how would he know if they're not at peace? Because they don't even talk.
He wouldn't.
You don't know what's going on in someone's side, especially if they're not talking. So he's tempted to do this. She's stroking her hair. See this? I feel like this is like a mother-daughter moment. I really do.
Okay, so you don't think it was any kind of a romantic thing between them?
I think it's just a female bond and also maybe a little bit of a mother type thing because this girl's pretty young. Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
See, now he's decomposing.
Yuck.
Back in the mouth.
Why did we have to see that visual? So you're right. He did add to stay here. Yes. God needs me out there. See, and when you pull it up, there you go.
Oh, so Kristen could have harshly erased something.
She could have just completely pulled it up if she didn't want him to see it.
So the I want you thing could have been anything. But then why was want underlined?
This is something they're not going to answer right now, and we may never get an answer, unfortunately. Well, I think Bennett is upset because Kristen's leaving.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's why she didn't give her the hug. She's kind of like, you're leaving me here with these horrible men. Boy, I hate being right all the time. It's really sweet. Aww. So just so you know, we don't know what happened with Ben in the basement. There are no definitive answers as to why the body was preserved for as long as it was, other than you were saying it was kind of like an incubator. But these are all just different theories. A lot of unanswered questions.
It doesn't really make sense how the butt fly would be able to keep him alive, be able to keep him preserved
from decomposing. Yeah. Yes. I don't know.
I do think that it was one of the better ones of this season. It wasn't milk toast. And
no. It's a good way to return. It was a strong comeback. But I like there was like a little bit of a supernatural element that remains unexplained. Mm-hmm. And there was like a creep factor with these bot flies. Yeah. It was very, very good. And the actors did a phenomenal job. But I hope all you guys, maybe you have some theories that we missed. Leave a comment down below and let us know what you think. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.